Shall this Moses, this shepherd, dare stand before my throne? Talking about freedom, talking about worship. I am Pharaoh, God of the Nile. Their cries don't move me, their chains feed me. Let my people go. Let my people go.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, Yasharala.
Wake up.
Wake up. Wake up, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. We are back with another episode of Wake Up Yasharala. It is your brother Jay Well.
I'm your brother Hebrew Roots.
It's your sister Aboriginal Hebrew.
And I'm Maya. Shalom, family.
Shalom, shalom. And this is Wake Up Yasharala. As always, bringing out these scriptures from the original perspective, the Hebraic perspective. Y'all know us. Y'all seen us. Y'all know what time it is. So let's get on into it. As always, you
got
know,
a beautiful show today again. Thank you, Abba. The water, Abba.
Shalom, family.
All right, as y'all can see, we are back here again with episode 40. Looks like there's a whole bunch of frogs on the throne, and you know why that is. That's because there's only one person that's truly on the throne running things and whatnot. So we're gonna move forward with it. As always, brothers and sisters, it is 6 o'clock on a Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what that means. That means that it is time to hear Wake Up Yasharala on your YouTube. The recorded dramatization portion of these scriptures are available on iTunes, Spotify, Acast, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, all those streaming platforms. You will also be able to catch Brew Talk. Wake Up Yasharala presents Brew Talk on those same platforms. And let's see what else we got. While we're talking about platforms, big shout out to the brothers and sisters who are in Singapore tuning in to us. We appreciate y'all and pray that Abba continues to bless and keep you all. Additionally, shout out to the people in Sweden, Japan, and Hong Kong who decided to check us out this month. We love y'all. Can't say that I've ever been out there, even though back in the day I had an opportunity to travel out to Hong Kong with my martial arts school. Didn't actually take go back then, but shout out to everybody out there that may be tuning in. So
y'all know my slogan, share it to your neighbor, your aunties, your uncles, your grandma, your daddy-in-law, your pappy's pappy. Share it to your brother, your sister, your friendly neighborhood Gentile. Share it to your gas station attendant that sees you looking crazy in the morning when you try to go in there and get some gas station coffee and maybe a honey bun. Y'all not eating that stuff, but share it to them so that they may come to know the Most High and His esteemed Son, Yahushua HaMashiach. All be glory unto them forever. All praises.
Yes, and we are happy to be back. We miss y'all. Y'all already know that. Shalom to all of our family down in the comment section. We love that y'all are here with us tonight.
Yes.
Peace and blessings to you and your families. And hey, I hope y'all enjoyed this tonight.
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
All praises.
All right, so if we don't have any additional updates, we do have some additional updates. Let me get into it. So YouTube right now, we are hovering around 445, 446 subscribers. Again, thank you to all that are subscribed and listening in. As we stated before, once we get to 500 subscribers, we'll be doing a special giveaway. So like and share with your family and friends. We are available on Discord. So, anyone that wishes to join the community, feel free to. So, we always have some engaging conversations on there and want to see what other conversations you might be able to bring to it. So, definitely check us out. We do have. We do have a means of accepting donations, which is via Cash App, which is $ Wake Up Yasharala 2. So for those who may be interested in helping the cause out, because it definitely takes some funds to get these videos and the audio done, but at the same time, we're going to do the best that we can with what the Most High has given us. But if you do find it upon your heart to add on to that, we do appreciate that. I'm sure Abba does as well. Let's see what else we got. Oh, that just about covers it actually for pod updates. So if anything, we can go right into the history and recap. So brothers and sisters, if y'all have anything for history,
So, like I said last week, we were done with the Alan Godby portion of a moment in history. So tonight, what we're going to bring is ancient Egyptian history. And what better way to do that with us being in the book of Exodus right now? So we all know how our father Abba is. None can beat him. There is none beside him. And in Exodus, we know that he challenges and takes down a few of these gods. So I'm gonna let my wife use her lovely voice and get us in here and let us know what we have down here and show y'all what we got.
All right. Starting off, we all know that as Hebrews has stated, Yah reigns supreme over the Egyptian gods. Just to touch in a little bit on some of these other ideologies, touch bases. It states here, it says the worship of ancient Egyptian deities began in the prehistoric, pre-dynastic times, long before Egypt was united as a single state, around 3100 BC. According to their own myths, the gods were created at the beginning of time when a creator god rose from a primeval waters to form the universe. Historical timelines. Prehistorical periods before 3100 BC, local tribe groups and early farming communities began to worship local nature and animal spirits. The artifacts and early statues for gods like men appear in early dynastic periods of 3100 BC and onward. Local cults merged into a unified national religion as the pharaohs centralized their power. Moving on, and the plagues begin. Of course, you guys know that we are in the book of Exodus, and we're going to be introducing some of these plagues. Abba Yahuwah rains 10 plagues upon Egypt and the powers that be in the king of Mitzrayim. The first one was water, turning to blood, frogs, lice, gnats, flies, livestock, pestilence, and boils, hail, locusts, darkness, and the death of the firstborn. Let's identify some of these fake gods. In plague number 1, it says it's turning of the river into blood. Exodus, it can be found in Exodus chapter 7, verses 11 through 12. It's also known as the Shizmu is also known as the god of blood, or the lord of blood, called the great slaughterer of gods and slaughterers of souls. But as we all know, who is in control and who reigns supreme?
Now, as y'all notice, they all have animal heads.
Yes.
Yeah. They got animal heads.
Yeah. There are a lot of people, there's a lot of cult fanatics who are centralized and really into these ideologies and stuff with the Egyptian gods. You can explain some of those before I go on to the next plague.
Yeah, so we all know about ancient Egypt in some kind of way, whether it be school or things we learned from TV, National Geographic, or it could be something on Animal Planet. We don't know, but anyway, they always bring up Egypt. Egypt is always being spoken upon. So I have something that I got together. It says ancient Egypt had multiple deities tied to the sun and moon, often viewed as cosmic eyes or celestial travelers. The principal sun god was Ra, while Khonsu and Tha represented the moon, and Horus famously encompassed both. I don't know why they said famous, but I guess. I want to get more into those certain gods, but we want to focus on the plagues and the gods that Yahweh was challenging in
the book of Exodus.
In the book of Exodus, and those times I wasn't going to say that. Yeah. So yeah, you can continue.
Okay. The next plague is frogs, and I know y'all see this. I don't know what this is.
See, they got animal heads.
And it kind of reminds you of what's going on today with people wanting to change what they look like and who they are naturally. But it's found in Exodus 8. Yahweh sends frogs. He is basically going at this Egyptian god named Heket. It's a main frog deity in ancient Egyptian religion. A goddess of fertility, birth, new life, and was typically depicted as a frog or a woman with a frog's head. Now that's creepy. All right, to keep going, plague number 3, and y'all hear all of this in this episode as well. Talks about lice and gnats. Exodus chapter 8, verses 17. The ancient a deity that the Most High was challenging in Exodus chapter 8, verses 17, was the Egyptian god of bugs and insects, which is, how do you say it again, babe? Hippery, who is represented by the sacred scarab or dung beetle. He is personified the rising morning sun, creation, and eternal rebirth. Again, you keep seeing these depicted deities with people bodies and bug and creature-like heads. So, again, with the plague number 4, the plague of flies, and this is where we'll end this off at. It is found in Exodus chapter 8 and 24, where the Most High it says, Yah continues to go at the Egyptian gods and defeats them every time by showing his wondrous powers. Other related gods in other cultures, and we brought this up in past lives, was the deity such as Dagon or Beelzebub. The actual Lord of the Flies, quote unquote, belongs to the Philistine religion and was worshipped in Ekron. And here, if you're reading the scriptures, of course you'll hear the Philistines and Ekron mentioned within scripture. I think one live, me and Jay was making a joke. We were saying, Dagon, you thought you was going to win, didn't it? Dagon. Most High reigns supreme. And we'll continue with some more of these slides next week and go a little bit more into that.
So we wanted to bring up that ancient history since we was in Exodus, and we see how we notice as we going through these scriptures, we'll notice how Pharaoh thinks of himself as if he was a god.
Yes.
So that was the moment in history. So that was it.
All right. Yeah, we were definitely in the spirit because there were certain elements of these Egyptian mighty ones that I was going to bring out as well a little bit later in the program today. So, but for now, let's go ahead and go into the recap.
Cool.
So, the first part of this episode, was in regard to Yahuwah meeting Moshe in the inn to kill him. And, we have to be very careful with this passage because different translations say different things. And additionally, we need to keep all scripture in context. So, and what I'm speaking about specifically is the idea of Yahuwah himself meeting Moshe in the inn to kill. The Septuagint is the oldest version of the scriptures that we have available to us. And it actually reads, the angel of Yah met him in the inn. So that makes far more sense than Yahuwah himself, coming off the throne just to meet Moshe and potentially kill him. So, just remember that, John 1:18 says that no man has seen Elohim at any time. And Mashiach himself says something similar in John 6:46. So unless we're trying to make him a liar, then he said what he said. And that stands.
Agreed.
Yep. Now, in regard to the circumcision, I'll say this. In order to properly lead and guide a people, you have to first be able to lead and guide your own household. If there are any loose ends that need to be addressed prior to leading Yasharal out of Mitzrayim, I believe that Abba was making sure that all such things were dealt with first. Especially for this task, being that it's ultimately a type and shadow of so many elements of our lives in future generations. In order to, order as we know is important. And in order for Moshe to righteously lead Yasharal, he had to be on point leading his household first. So that lesson I received from, that circumcision when it came to Gershom, his son. Now, next we see Moshe and Aaron petitioning Pharaoh to let the people go. Now, interestingly enough, the first request was to let them go to hold a feast in the wilderness. It wasn't a petition for a complete leaving of Mitzrayim. But that shows the type of pride and greed that Pharaoh was dealing with because, he wasn't even trying to acquiesce to that request. So ultimately, it was just like, oh, okay, so you're not even going to allow that? All right, well, we leaving altogether. We out of here. We're going to leave you high and dry, as it should, But, and it's one thing to defy the Most High, but here you are, basically punishing his people because he commanded you to let his people go.
Yeah.
And doing it in a way to try and make the people turn away from Abba because of their pain. We don't usually think about it that way, but that was precisely what Pharaoh was doing. And he wondered why all these punishments were coming his way after that little stunt he tried to pull, taking away straw, for the bricks. And the usage of straw helped as a binder, as we know, and providing structure for the bricks. So attempting to make bricks without straw was basically an act of futility. So yeah, they were bound to pay for that, especially since this is Abba being merciful and reasonable. Because he didn't have to ask. Like, this is the Most High. He doesn't have to ask Pharaoh, hey, let my people go. He could just be like, you know what? Yashua, let's go. Really, it can happen that quick. Like, come on now. I think that's a lesson that people need to recognize, is that the Most High is sovereign over all creation. And if he's asking you to do something, it's not something where it's a suggestion. Do it if you want to. No. He's sovereign over all creation. If there is anybody in creation that you should be fearing, whether fearing in the righteous sense or fearing in the, oh my goodness, I don't want to cross him sense, he's the one you should be fearing like that. You know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All praises.
Praises,
And
KB.
shalom to my brother KB2 from the 2444 Ready.
Man, I'm so glad you brought up, that, and I'm so glad you let that be known about it, so they don't get it mixed up from what they read in John and what they, hear in Exodus. Yeah, that was a real good thing, and we thinking alike too. I had that written down myself. So I'm glad you brought that out, big bro.
Con. Because, there's a lot of these little nuances in scripture. People will read scripture and will see where it says, well, Elohim did this and Elohim did that. And it's like, yeah, Elohim absolutely did all those things. But he doesn't come off the throne. There's such a thing called agency, which means that he can send his, servants out to do whatever it is. Perfect example is this. If I was the owner of a huge business and I hire a CEO and I tell the CEO to go and hire everybody else, I can easily say I hired everybody at the company. I would be telling the truth. At the same time, the CEO can say he hired everybody at the company. He would be telling the truth. That CEO would have been an agent of mine. So it just goes that simple, and we need to pay attention to these things when reading these scriptures slowly. But yeah, that's all I had at this time for the recap. That's all about it. Unless y'all have anything, we might be going into these scriptures a little early.
Yeah, I got something. You got something on this too?
Bring it out.
The recap? You got anything for the recap?
I got a couple of scriptures.
Okay, so all right, so Hebrew Rule go take the flow. All right, but like I said, everything you said is on point. So my thing was as well is why he threatened to unalive Moshe. And I was always wondering, like, am I reading this right? Am I getting this right? That's why I was so glad that you brought that out. So sorry, I didn't know that was So I have why Yahweh threatens to unalive Moshe. So one of the Bible's most puzzling passages is found in the book of Exodus, chapter 4, verses 24 through 26. On his way to Mitzrayim, Yahweh confronts Moshe and threatens to kill him. And the reason is because Moshe had failed to circumcise his son, right? So I thought about that, and it made me realize something. What is this being viewed as from the eyes of our Abba, Yahuwah? So covenant disobedience is one thing. Circumcision, for one, was the mandatory sign of Yahweh's covenant with Abraham, as we read and brought forth in Genesis chapter 17. Moshe had neglected this right for his own son. Uncertainty in leadership was probably how it was viewed as well. Yes. Moshe was called to lead the covenant people out of bondage, representing Yahweh while ignoring his core command in his own household. It made Moshe seem kind of unfit or hypocritical, for the task that's set forth in front of him. And another thing I thought was real interesting was Zipporah. Then Zipporah saves his life by performing the circumcision herself. And I mean stepping forward and doing a job that's real big. And when me and my wife was talking about it, we gave praise to the Most High for that, but we also gave praise to Reuel Yethro, her father,
Yes.
because we know that this gotta come from a teaching from a wise man.
Yes.
I don't want to lose myself. Hold on. But okay, so Cora, she does the circumcision herself,
Yes.
calling him the bridegroom of blood. I picked up on that part. Making the bridegroom of blood, like Sephora making this statement acknowledges that a life was saved through the blood of the circumcision covenant.
Praises.
Yahweh then spares Moshe, allowing him to proceed on the mission that he was set forth to go on. Because like when Abba says something and he chooses you for something, he tell you to do something, like you were saying earlier, big bro, he means it. And he will put you down.
Yes.
If y'all better ask Jonah.
Come on. Tell somebody.
You better ask Jonah about this.
Yeah.
And the touching of the feet, that was another thing I thought was interesting. And before I get to the feet, her quick actions,
Yes.
we talking about amazing
Thinking on your head right there.
and top tier. So her quick action, compliance, and recognizing the danger, she took the flintstone and performed the circumcision.
Yes.
That was just everything about this. I broke this thing down because I viewed it as an intimate moment. You know what I mean? And also, you better get this thing right moment for Moshe.
God.
You know what I mean?
God.
The threat of judgment, like Yahweh struck Moshe with that. With I don't know if it was a life-threatening illness or he just had somebody, an angel, run up on him, or Yahweh himself ran up on him like, "Hey, look, I'm finna put you down." You know what I'm saying? If you don't do, hey, you need to lead. And I'm saying that for all of us, Yasharel. We need to lead positively, and we can learn a lot from this right here.
Yeah.
In closing, oh wait, the touching of the feet. Sorry. So it states that she touched Moshe's feet, and that's a biblical euphemism often used or associated here in this part of the chapter with the legs of the groin area of a stricken man with the foreskin, things to do with the foreskin. And I think in closing, we can also learn a lot from this. Averting wrath. We learn what we can learn from Moshe. We can learn to avoid Yahweh's wrath by doing right in our household, because you can see in Moshe, it started in his household first, where he was put on the hot seat. So that means Yahweh is looking into you and into your household, and making sure, hey, if you got this correct, you better get this correct.
Come on, teach.
But obedience to his covenant restored the relationship between him and Moshe, and it removed that barrier of judgment that Moshe had over him. And that's the ending of my recap. And I hope it was edifying to everybody. And all praises to the Most High and his son, Yahushua HaMashiach.
I do want to just add with that real quick. I'm sorry, brother. Let me just add real quick. With that being said, what you even just said about what his wife did in that thinking moment of another nation, she knew what to do to make sure her child was accounted for Yahuwah. She made sure that is the most beautiful part right there in that little moment. She didn't look to her God, her people God. She looked to Moses, and she knew what to do.
I thought that was beautiful.
So this is actually perfect timing as far as just speaking on Zipporah's portion and how she reacted. I'll say that she reacted the way she did because she knew the Elohim of Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. And I'll go through the scriptures to prove that. So let's go first to Genesis chapter 17. And verse 10. I'm going to read from verse 10 to verse 14. And it reads, "This is my covenant, which ye shall keep between me and you and thy seed after thee. Every man child among you shall be circumcised, and ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be a token of the covenant betwixt me and you." This is the Most High speaking to Abraham, of course. "And he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you, every man child in your generations. He that is born in the house or bought with money of any stranger, which is not of thy seed. He that is born in thy house, and he that is bought with thy money, must needs be circumcised. And my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. And the uncircumcised man-child, whose flesh of his foreskin is not circumcised, that soul shall be cut off from his people. He hath broken my covenant." So that's the covenant of circumcision. Let's move on now to chapter 25 in Genesis. Now let's take it from the top. "Then again, Abraham took a wife, and her name was Keturah. And she bare him Zimran, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shua." So let's keep in mind, these are children now born in Abraham's household. And one of those children is named Midian.
Yes.
Now let's move on to Exodus chapter 2, verse 16. "Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water their flocks." Yes, Reuel, was indeed the priest of Midian, and if Midian himself was circumcised and adhered to that covenant, that means that it was passed down through the generations to Reuel.
Yes.
Now, there's no exact verse that says that happened. However, you raise up a child in the way, and they will not depart from it when they get old.
Yeah.
Draw the line. We actually had spoken about this, Big Bro. These was one of the scriptures that we use as you say, types and shadows. We was like, you was like, Reuel is Jethro, and Midian is the son of Keturah, and they all
I remember, I remember that. Yeah. It was while we were recording, I think it was, and we really sat there and was like, whoa.
Yeah. And I want y'all to keep in reminder that all things will be revealed to them who believe.
Yes.
Okay? Them that are seeking the Most High. So these types and shadows and understanding them, moreover, that the Most High talks about, will be revealed unto you as long as you continue to seek Him in spirit and truth.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, even from a types and shadows perspective, this shows that, we know that Yasharal are the covenant people, but there's always strangers that are also called by the Most High's name. And we know all of Abraham's children did not just, and I'm talking about all his descendants in total, did not just descend solely from Yitzhak.
Yes.
We just read some that came from Keturah's line, so that's outside of Sarah. But the whole thing here is, are you holding fast to the ways of Yasharal? If you are, you're going to be accounted for, and you're going to be those that are considered blessed in these latter days, even though you aren't of the bloodline. That promise was to Abraham and his seed after him. It wasn't just to Yasharal.
Yeah. I remember in that verse when he said, as for Ishmael, I heard you. And I ain't saying that trying to be funny, but he was very distinct with who this covenant and this promise belonged to.
But it's funny how just with Zipporah and Yithro and her, his seed and the people around him, they were Midianites. And to know that they knew of the God of Abraham. And just like as before with Nicolai, how he knew the God of Shem. He knew that there was only one God. And to know that and know that there are other people who know.
And this also shows you, like,
the power of him too.
As the man of the household, it shows you that when you produce good fruits, I mean, look what it do to your children.
Wow.
That's right.
You know what I mean? To her quick thinking, and just she ain't have to ask nobody nothing.
No.
She just knew already. And that's why I always say, I don't ever look at the woman as is lesser than us. It's to an extent. I know we the big ones and we supposed to stand and protect them, but they also are very wise. That wisdom, like if I ain't have my wife's wisdom, I've been probably done beat up somebody else. And I'm being serious right now. But her wisdom has led me in so many, different ways for me to be in this world. So when I see things like this in the Bible, it definitely stands out to me, because how we see how much women get talked down and how they act like they just, you don't understand this unless, a man teach you, you know what I'm saying? Which, it's not always that,
And just to add on to what you said, I could say the same with you, your leadership. There's a lot of times just with your leadership and you being led by Abba has protected me in ways, like keeping me out of harm's danger, because the beast that are spoken of, which is these men that are round about us, they'll take advantage of. And just with, you always being that hedge of protection outside of the Most High, it has kept me out of harm's out of harm's grips. And just know that even what you were saying with teaching, remember this: the Ruach HaKodesh teaches you all things.
Yeah.
So then that's for man, woman, and child. So, but again.
And sometimes that's being parents. We, when we teaching our kids, it's like we don't want it to be a feeling like we're pounding it on them. So when we talk about it, the way we do it, they think it's interesting and they're involved.
Yeah.
So I feel like, we keep at that generation right there, but they're gonna do some wonders in Yasharal. You feel me?
This is how we're supposed to work, to raise up righteous seed. As my brother Ken C would say, the Zerah Elohim. We're trying to, bring that righteous seed of the Most High to that next generation, Definitely be one for one. And that way, when you're being fruitful and multiplying, that multiplies as well. All right, family. If nothing else, I think we're at a good place where we could bring forth these scriptures. What say you?
It's gonna be a good one, y'all. So
also, I just want to throw one more thing in there on a medical standpoint, because I love to see this. When you read that scripture about the 8 days, you circumcise, that is so true, because the body naturally creates the K vitamin that they try to give you in the hospital. This is why he says wait 8 days, because the body naturally gives it to you. Naturally, it's going to regulate your blood so you don't bleed out and all this other stuff, but they try to force you in hospitals to get it as soon as the baby comes out, when your body already does these things that Abba has given us the ability to do.
Yep.
And I remember reading about this, Jay.
Go ahead.
Too. Sis put a scripture down here, Sister Meek. That's 1 John 2 and 27. It says, "But the anointing which you have received of him abides in you, and ye need not that any man teach you, but as the same anointing, come on, sis, teaches you of all things and is truth and is no lie, and even as it has taught you, ye shall abide in him. All praises.
Yes.
All praises.
All praise. That was nice.
All praises.
And what's that anointing that's being spoken about here in 1 John 2 and 27? You'll find that anointing in John chapter 14, verse 26, and John chapter 15, verse 26.
That's good.
But the Comforter, which is the Holy Ghost, whom the Father will send in my name, he shall teach you all things. Didn't we just read that? He shall teach you all things and bring all things to your remembrance whatsoever I have said unto you. And again, John 15 and 26, because Mashiach repeats it twice. But the Comforter which is come, when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth. Didn't we just read that? Even the Spirit of truth, which proceedeth from the Father, he shall testify of me.
Yes, sir.
So this it all precepts together. It all precepts together. Verse 27, and ye also shall bear witness, because ye have been with me from the beginning. No longer we're with Mashiach, no longer we'll be able to bear witness as well. All praises.
Yes. Praise. Dude, y'all look. Let me go slide on over here. Since we look, 1 Peter. Let me bring this out for y'all for the people. We're gonna go to 1 Peter, verse 5, and we're gonna start at verse 6. Chapter 5, Salakia, and we're gonna start at verse 6. And it says, humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Elohim, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your cares upon him, for he cares for you. It's personal. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walks about seeking whom he may devour, whom resisted steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. But the Elohim of all grace, hallelujah, who has called us unto his eternal glory by Mashiach Yahusha, after that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, and settle you. All praises. To him be the glory and the dominion forever and ever. Amen. Hallelujah.
All praises to the Most High. All right, y'all. Any other scriptures y'all want to bring out before we go into this? All right, let's go ahead and do this. As always, y'all know what time it is. We're about to get into these scriptures. Coffee cups and alarm clock emojis in the chat. And let's do this, y'all.
And Yahuwah said unto Moshe,
See, I have made you an Elohim to Pharaoh, and Aaron your brother is your Nabi. You shall speak all that I command you, and Aaron your brother shall speak to Pharaoh, to let the children of Yasharal go out of his land. But I'm going to harden the heart of Pharaoh, and shall increase my signs and my wonders in the land of Mitzrayim. And Pharaoh is not going to listen to you. And I shall lay my hand on Mitzrayim and bring my divisions and my people, the children of Yasharel, out of the land of Mitzrayim by great judgments. And the Mitzrites shall know that I am Yahuwah when I stretch out my hand on Mitzrayim. And I shall bring the children of Yasharel out from among them.
And Moshe and Aaron did as Yahuwah commanded them, so did they. And Moshe was 80 years old, and Aaron 83 years old, when they spoke unto Pharaoh. And Yahuwah spoke unto El Moshe and unto El Aaron, saying,
When Pharaoh speaks to you, saying, Show a miracle for yourselves, then you shall say to Aaron, Take your rod and throw it before Pharaoh, and let it become a serpent.
And Moshe and Aaron went in unto Pharaoh, and they did as Yahuwah had commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants, and it became a dragon. Then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers. Now the magicians of Mitzrayim, they also did in like manner with their enchantments. For they cast down every man his rod, and they became dragons. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. And he hardened Pharaoh's heart, that he hearkened not unto them, as Yahuwah had said. And Yahuwah said unto Moshe,
The heart of Pharaoh is hard. He refuses to let the people go. Go to Pharaoh in the morning, as he goes out to the water, and you shall stand by the river's bank to meet him, and take in your hand the rod which was turned into a serpent. And you shall say to him, Yahuwah, the Elohim of the Ibrim, has sent me to you, saying, Let my people go, so that they serve me in the wilderness. But see, until now you have not listened. Thus said Yahuwah, By this you know that I am Yahuwah. See, I am striking the waters which are in the river with the rod that is in my hand, and they shall be turned to blood. And the fish in the river shall die, and the river shall stink. And the Mitzrites shall find it impossible to drink the water of the river. Say to Aaron, Take your rod and stretch out your hand over the waters of Mitzrayim, over their streams, over their rivers, over their ponds, and over all their pools of water, that they become blood. And there shall be blood in all the land of Mitzrayim, both in wooden and in stone containers.
And Yahuwah spoke unto Moshe, and Moshe and Aaron did so, as Yahuwah commanded. And he lifted up the rod, and smote the waters that were in the river, in the sight of Pharaoh, and in the sight of his servants. And all the waters that were in the river were turned to blood. And the fish that was in that river died, and the river stank. And the Mitzrayim did not drink of the water of the river. And there was blood throughout all the land of Mitzrayim. And the magicians of Mitzrayim did so with their enchantments. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, neither did he hearken unto them, as Yahuwah had said. And Pharaoh turned and went into his house. Neither did he set his heart to this also. And all the Mitzrayim dug around about the river for water to drink, for they could not drink of the water of the river. And 7 days were fulfilled. After that, Yahuwah had smitten the river. And Yahuwah spoke unto Moshe,
Go to Pharaoh, and say to him, Thus said Yahuwah, Let my people go, so that they serve me. But if you refuse to let them go, see, I am smiting all your border with frogs, and the river shall swarm with frogs, which shall go up and shall come into your house, and into your bedroom, and on your bed, and into the houses of your servants, and on your people, and into your ovens, and into your kneading bowls. And the frog shall come up on you, and on your people, and on all your servants.
And Yahuwah spoke unto Moshe,
Say to Aaron, Stretch out your hand with your rod over the streams, over the rivers, and over the ponds, and cause the frogs to come up on the land of Mitzrayim.
And Aaron stretched out his hand over the waters of Mitzrayim, and the frogs came up and covered the land of Mitzrayim. And the magicians did so with their enchantments, and brought up frogs upon the land of Mitzrayim. Then Pharaoh called for Moshe and Aaron, and said,
Entreat Yahuwah, that he may take away the frogs from me and from my people, and I will let the people go, that they may do sacrifice unto Yahuwah.
And Moshe said unto Pharaoh,
Glory over me. When shall I entreat for you, and for your servant, and for your people, to destroy the frogs from you and your houses, that they may remain in the river only?
And he said,
Tomorrow.
And he said,
Be it according to your word, that you may know that there is none like Yahuwah Eloheinu.
And the frogs shall turn aside from you, and from your houses, and from your servants, and from your people. They shall remain in the river only.
And Moshe and Aaron went out from Pharaoh. And Moshe cried unto Yahuwah because of the frogs which he had brought against Pharaoh. And Yahuwah did according to the word of Moshe. And the frogs died out of the houses, out of the villages, and out of the fields. And they gathered them together upon heaps, and the land stank.
And when Pharaoh saw that there was relief,
he hardened his heart, and hearkened not unto them, as Yahuwah had said. And Yahuwah said unto Moshe,
Say to Aaron, Stretch out your rod, and strike the dust of the land, so that it becomes gnats in all the land of Mitzrayim.
And they did so. For Aaron stretched out his hand with his rod, and smote the dust of the earth, and it became lice in man, and in beast. And all the dust of the land became lice throughout all the land of Mitzrayim. And the magicians did so with their enchantments, to bring forth the lice, but they could not. So there were lice upon man, and upon beast. And the magician said unto Pharaoh,
This is the finger of Elohim.
And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he hearkened not unto them, as Yahuwah had said. And Yahuwah said unto Moshe,
Rise early in the morning, and stand before Pharaoh as he comes out to the water, and say to him, Thus said Yahuwah, Let my people go, so that they serve me. Or else, if you do not let my people go, see, I am sending swarms of flies on you and your servants, and on your people, and into your houses. And the houses of the Mitzrites shall be filled with swarms of flies, and also the ground on which they stand. And in that day I shall separate the land of Goshen in which my people dwell, that no swarms of flies shall be there, so that you know that I am Yahuwah in the midst of the land. And I shall put a distinction between my people and your people. Tomorrow this sign shall be.
And Yahuwah did so. And there came a grievous swarm of flies into the house of Pharaoh, and into his servants' houses, and into all the land of Mitzrayim. The land was corrupted by reason of the swarm of flies. And Pharaoh called for Moshe and for Aaron, and said,
Go ye, sacrifice to your Elohim in the land.
And Moshe said,
It is not meet to do so. For we shall sacrifice the abomination of the Mitzrayim to Yahuwah Eloheinu. Lo, shall we sacrifice the abomination of the Mitzrayim before their eyes, and will they not stone us? We will go 3 days' journey into the wilderness and sacrifice to Yahuwah Eloheinu as he has commanded us.
And Pharaoh said,
I will let you go, that ye may sacrifice to Yahuwah Elohika in the wilderness. Only ye shall not go very far away. Entreat for me.
And Moshe said,
Behold, I will go out from you, and I will entreat El Yahuwah that the swarm of flies may depart from Pharaoh, from his servants, and from his people tomorrow. But let not Pharaoh deal deceitfully anymore, in not letting the people go to sacrifice to Yahuwah.
And Moshe went out from Pharaoh and entreated Yahuwah. And Yahuwah did according to the word of Moshe, and he removed the swarm of flies from Pharaoh, and from his servants, and from his people. There remained not one. And Pharaoh hardened his heart at this time also, neither would he let the people go.
All right, family, we are back.
Big guy.
Y'all like it? It was fine.
This is fine.
The visuals just honed in. And what was so funny is when they started talking about the flies and the gnats.
Oh,
Why a gnat flew by us while we was watching.
Yeah, I was looking for it. I was about to say that fly sounded so real. I was looking around like, dang, it's a fly in here. I had to think for a second. I had to turn a couple times. I said, the most high in here talking to? What happened?
Hey, prayerfully ain't no flies going on in y'all places where y'all live at.
No, it stopped once you cut it off. It stopped. It was you.
No, that's right.
Hey man, these plagues ain't no joke. Plagues.
Yes, all praises. The flies got my nerves.
Hey.
All praises.
Now, just imagine if you was one of those people out in Mitzrayim and you wasn't in Goshen. Man, think about how much them flies would have been getting on your nerves for real.
I tell you, it's crazy.
The frogs too, man. I don't do frogs. Nah.
Yeah, groups don't do frogs.
They can have it.
At all. I was like, what's the likelihood a gnat didn't float by here?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's wild. Oh,
Watch it come back.
That's what I said. They're gonna come back. It better not. I rebuke it. Everybody in the chat, rebuke this gnat that's flying. Where is it?
Yeah, but that was awesome. The visual was amazing.
Yes,
that was nice.
Thank you for that. That's awesome.
All praises. All praises to the
It
Most
just
High.
brings it more to life. It does. Besides Andy and Brother Bill and y'all putting down It brings it to life a little more. Makes it feel warmer.
Yeah. It's deep.
Yes.
All right, family. So let's go on and get into these, these plagues and whatnot, and see what all happened during this episode. And speak on it. Of course, there's a lot to discuss.
Yes. A whole lot.
I'm going to start first with chapter 7, verse 1. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, see, I have made thee an Elohim to Pharaoh, and Aaron thy brother shall be thy prophet. Now, of course, the word that's used in the original Hebrew is the word that's translated a god, which is H430 Elohim. This is the definition of the word according to the concordance. Rulers, judges, angels, gods, power, or the true God, the one true God. But notice that even though the word was translated to read a God in English, it used the same word that is commonly known to represent the Most High. So what does this mean? This means that Hebrew is a language where one needs to understand the context of the conversation in order to know which definition to apply to what is being discussed. Obviously, Moshe was not made the one true God to Pharaoh, because that only pertains to the Most High. However, was he made a judge to Pharaoh? Yes. Was he made a ruler to Pharaoh? Yes. Was he made a power to Pharaoh? Yes. Was he even made an angel or messenger of the Most High to Pharaoh? Yes. He was made all these things to Pharaoh. And these are partial reasons why Abba chose to use that term, since Moshe fit those definitions. Well, why is this important? Because we can't read these scriptures with a modern understanding of words when these were written by a people of a different culture thousands of years ago. We have to understand it from their perspective, which is why I keep saying the original perspective. Once we start to train ourselves to do this, it becomes much easier to understand these scriptures. And after the decree of Moshe being an Elohim to Pharaoh and Aaron being his prophet, Abba sends them to Pharaoh to start with the signs and plagues. And I found it interesting that the first 3 signs could be copied by Pharaoh's magi. But after that, there was no hope of them showing that kind of power. And it was only the first sign and the first 2 actual plagues that they were able to copy. The snake from a staff, the water into blood, and the frogs. I love this fact because it shows how set apart Abba is and those he works through. And secondly, it actually shows a degree of Abba's grace and mercy. The fact that these heathens dared to test the creator of all things and didn't get taken out of their bodies on the first attempt is an example of Abba's grace and mercy. Thirdly, it only adds to his esteem by building up the difference between the person who was said to be the most powerful man on earth and the one who holds true power, the Most High. Now, one thing that did get me was the fact that although we don't see much of this in the scriptures, the fact that these plagues that we will be reviewing for the next couple of weeks were actually judgments on the separate main mighty ones of Mitzrayim. We spoke a little bit about that earlier, But you know, I actually created a chart about this, but let's just kind of review some of the first few from this week.
Okay.
So we have water to blood, you know, which is the Nile being turned to blood, fish dying, and water being undrinkable. Now, from what I've studied, I saw that the Egyptian gods that this was actually impacting were Hapi, Khnum, and Osiris. The Nile fertility being Hapi, the source of the Nile waters itself being Khnum, and life and rebirth is tied to the Nile, which is Osiris. So it wasn't just one, you know, in particular. In some cases, it was actually groups of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yep. So the second one, of course, being the frogs, you know, that was actually, as you stated, Heket, which is fertility and childbirth, but it's also resurrection. You know, that frog-headed goddess, which, you know, again, as you said before, and I agree fully with you, that's kind of creepy.
But they worship
I digress.
the frog.
Now the third one were the gnats and the lice. You know, gnats, which was the dust becoming gnats and afflicting man and beast. So what I saw was their god Geb.
Yes, I've seen that as well.
Geb. Yeah. That's the god of the earth and the soil. So the fact that the soil, the dust of the earth, was actually smitten and then became lice, that's, you know, a judgment against the dust itself. And of course, if you're talking about dust and soil, you're not going to be able to grow anything if it's all turning into lice.
Yeah.
So that's also impacting their ability to eat. So
another reason why just talking about them.
Yeah. And then we have the flies, which is the god that impacted was Khepri, which is the god of creation, rebirth, movement of life, and is symbolized by a scarab. Now, this shows it was more than just people that received this judgment, but you know, the fact that it was also the mighty ones. Many people kind of glaze over this fact because they thought you know, that it was just the people of Mitzrayim getting this judgment. But if we go to Exodus chapter 12 and read from verse 12, the Most High makes it very clear who this was about. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and of beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am Yahuwah. So, yeah, he wasn't just, you know, going after the people. He was making sure that these, you know, these so-called mighty ones were catching it too, because that's the seat of their pride, you know?
Yeah. Papa was ripping the fade with all of them deities. He was DDT. He was like, oh, what?
Yep. Exactly. And this is extremely important for us to remember in these end times too, since the same thing will be happening again. Remember that right now, Hasatan has deceived the whole world. So that those that don't even believe in him are essentially aligned with him. But, you know, his reign on the top will be short and gone like steam when Abba crushes so-called kings, lords, and Elohim. Bars.
And plagues
align yourself with the one team.
God, and he said he'll send plagues again like those of Egypt. So,
and it don't even stop with those gods. Like when I was speaking earlier about Ra, the premier sun god of ancient Egypt, typically shown as a hawk-headed man. There go a bird head again, wearing a sun disk, who sailed across the heavens daily. Now, when I hear this stuff, I do think of fallen. I do. That comes to mind to me. And the reason why I say that is because one specific god that they have is Thoth. And I've read a few chapters of the Emerald Tablet, well, more than a few chapters of the Emerald Tablets, because I was like, when I read, I stay prayed up for one thing. But I was like, you know, if I can read something and I think about what Abba told me, or what my ancient ancestors have told me, then I mean, it's obvious who this person is that's talking, and whoever they went to get this done. So Thoth is supposedly the god of wisdom and writing, who also governed the lunar cycles and helping track time and the calendar. And I brought that up, especially time in the calendar, because we see a shift in time.
Come on,
you
tell
know.
somebody.
So we getting this from the fallen angels themselves. I just say everybody should be prayed up if you want to venture into a book like that, because I did. I just knew I was gonna hear something crazy. But it don't, and not just that specific one. They have weather deities, like you said. They got so many gods. I mean, not even just them. We knew that the Arabs had one for every day of the week.
Yes, they gone.
So,
yeah. And additionally, each of these first 4 plagues and the sign of the snake showed proof that Abba has power to take life from you. And it's seen in the mighty one that Abba subjugated. Each one of those mighty ones that he subjugated. The first plague was, turning water into blood. Now we know that water is absolutely necessary to live, being that our bodies is over 70% water. Additionally, the fact that the mighty ones associated with this first plague are directly associated with water, life, and rebirth. The fact that Abba commanded control over the water demonstrated that he could command, all these elements associated. Secondly, the frogs, which were a nuisance rather, were associated with a mighty one that's associated with fertility, childbirth, resurrection. Another sign that he has control over, life. Thirdly, the gnats were in direct opposition to the mighty one that's associated with the earth and the soil. Again, control over what grows from the same soil, and whatever grows is going to impact your life. And finally, the flies were associated with the mighty one that was associated with creation, rebirth, and movement of life. A fourth declaration from the Most High of his power over life. So, he's showing out right there to everyone, giving them warning shots that, look, I could take your life away. And he's doing it on the grandest of scales, because these people were praying to their mighty ones, and their mighty ones couldn't do nothing with Abba. To the point that they were saying, look, send these people away. We don't want anything to deal with them. Like, their God is too strong for us. And Mitzrayim ain't been the same since. Look at them now.
They came up against, also, shows you, Yasharal, that your El is the one who has been continuously going before you. Because these other nations are seeking to make an utter end to us. And that's including the people. That's including the people who cleave to us. Like, to the world, we are reproached in the earth. And that means that anybody who is attached to us or who aligns themselves with us, they become a reproach. Whether it's their family don't want nothing to do with them, or we can just keep going, And just know that he's the one who goes before you. And all of these other Elohims that they continue to ask you to worship, he's going to destroy and make an end to them. As we see here, he said, I'll do it again for my people, for my heritage. We will do it again. Y'all got anything?
Gone.
No. That was it.
So that's all I have as far as the recap
I
of
didn't
this
even
episode.
know.
Do y'all have anything else?
I got a few things. I wanted to talk about that first encounter that Moshe and Aaron had with Pharaoh. And and they demanded that he let Yahuwah's people go so we can go into the desert and hold a festival to Yahuwah. While the festival, I wanted to focus on that a little bit. And I know that it'll be easier for us to understand why we getting the heck up out of there, which we're going to do it again. But for one, worship over bondage, shifting the allegiance from Pharaoh to the Most High. That's the first thing. Because every command he's given, they got to listen to it at this time. And they ain't listening to Abba at that time. So, that's one thing. Giving us a pure identity as well. Getting us back to the level what, Abraham and Yitzhak and, Yaakov was on. That type of level again. Freeing us for one. and using us and forming us into a collective body of faith. Another one of why we doing this out there in the wilderness. And it also removed the distraction of Mitzrayim. So therefore we ain't gotta think about that no more. That's another good thing. Cause they had they had idols and gods, and we gonna leave that noise behind. Trust and reliance in the Most High. The Most High is building this, and you can see that this is why he hardened Pharaoh's heart. He keeps saying that he gonna gain glory off of Pharaoh's reactions. Learning and teaching and to depend solely on divine provision outside of the civilization the way it was at that time, and the way they were getting drove to work like they were and being disrespected around every corner. And also commemoration. Like today it inspired later traditions like Sukkot to remember Yahweh's care for us. If y'all don't know, some of y'all, I know most of y'all do, but some of y'all, that's either the Festival of Booths, most people say it, or Festival of Tapping. But that was pretty much all I had this week.
I wanted to point something out since we're talking about these plagues. And we know that the system that we are currently in, we know that to be a form of bondage, a form of Egypt. The Egypt of then and the Egypt of now. We're not talking about a physical place. We're talking about the spiritual system that is set up against the people of the Most High. If you guys have noticed, a lot of the recalls that have been going on with the food, the vegetables, and eggs, milk, you name it. Okay. This is a part of some of the. I believe this is a part of some of the plagues that Abba has sent out, and it's just to glorify Him and to show us that in these times that there's to come, that we are to depend solely on Him. And just think about it. Imagine if we were dealing with all these recalls that we're going through now, and it's just going to be getting more severe and more severe as time goes on. That where we're in a set apart state, we are right now. So we're set apart from the world. We're in Goshen, as Big Bruh says all the time. That we're already eating set apart. So when it's time to lack or cut back on things because we know these things are going on, it won't be as hard for us because we're already choosing the Most High and choosing life and how we eat and what we put in our bodies. So realize that when you come to this truth, and I know, the flesh, eating correctly is one of the first things that you put up for the Most High. And that is setting you apart for this time right now that we're currently in. Whether it's the recall, they have literally recalled everything. Like I have this within the past year, 6 months. They had literally recalled everything if it wasn't for milk, bread, eggs, jalapenos, lettuce. I mean, they was just, I was reading a news article the other day that the produce sales have literally declined immediately since the recall of this lettuce and other things that is going on. So just be mindful of that and remember. He said, I will bring all things to remembrance. Remember the reason why he called you to be set apart, and he that you afflicted yourself for his glory. And just be mindful of that. That's why he set you apart, to prepare you for perilous times like that what we're going through.
Yeah, to jump on that with you, I wrote something in my lesson. I wasn't even finna say nothing about it, but I've been about Yasharel. I got worse before it gets better. We can even see that in, the book of Exodus too, with Moshe complained to the Most High of, why you so treated these people. You told me to come do this, and this is what's going on with them. But it shows that obeying Yahweh does not always fix the problem right away, right? And often resistance grows stronger before a breakthrough can happen. And that's when faith is definitely involved. I land my plane.
All right, family. Any additional comments concerning today's episode? If not, we could go into the encore.
Okay.
All right, family. So we're going to wrap this up and get into this encore. Let's go ahead and get into it, y'all.
And Yahuwah said unto Moshe,
See, I have made you an Elohim to Pharaoh, and Aaron your brother is your Nabi. You shall speak all that I command you, and Aaron your brother shall speak to Pharaoh, to let the children of Yasharal go out of his land. But I'm going to harden the heart of Pharaoh, and shall increase my signs and my wonders in the land of Mitzrayim. And Pharaoh is not going to listen to you, and I shall lay my hand on Mitzrayim, and bring my divisions and my people, the children of Yasharal, out of the land of Mitzrayim by great judgments. And the Mitzrites shall know that I am Yahuwah when I stretch out my hand on Mitzrayim. And I shall bring the children of Yasharal out from among them.
And Moshe and Aaron did as Yahuwah commanded them. So did they. And Moshe was 80 years old, and Aaron 83 years old, when they spoke unto Pharaoh. And Yahuwah spoke unto El Moshe and unto El Aaron, saying,
When Pharaoh speaks to you, saying, Show a miracle for yourselves, then you shall say to Aaron, Take your rod and throw it before Pharaoh, and let it become a serpent.
And Moshe and Aaron went in unto Pharaoh, and they did as Yahuwah had commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants, and it became a dragon. Then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers. Now the magicians of Mitzrayim, they also did in like manner with their enchantments. For they cast down every man his rod, and they became dragons. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. And he hardened Pharaoh's heart, that he hearkened not unto them, as Yahuwah had said. And Yahuwah said unto Moshe,
The heart of Pharaoh is hard. He refuses to let the people go. Go to Pharaoh in the morning, as he goes out to the water, and you shall stand by the river's bank to meet him, and take in your hand the rod which was turned into a serpent. And you shall say to him, Yahuwah, the Elohim of the Ibrim, has sent me to you, saying, Let my people go, so that they serve me in the wilderness. But see, until now you have not listened. Thus said Yahuwah, by this you know that I am Yahuwah. See, I am striking the waters which are in the river with the rod that is in my hand, and they shall be turned to blood. And the fish in the river shall die, and the river shall stink. And the Mitzrites shall find it impossible to drink the water of the river. Say to Aaron, Take your rod and stretch out your hand over the waters of Mitzrayim, over their streams, over their rivers, over their ponds, and over all their pools of water, that they become blood. And there shall be blood in all the land of Mitzrayim, both in wooden and in stone containers.
And Yahuwah spoke unto Moshe, and Moshe and Aaron did so, as Yahuwah commanded. And he lifted up the rod, and smote the waters that were in the river, in the sight of Pharaoh, and in the sight of his servants. And all the waters that were in the river were turned to blood. And the fish that was in that river died, and the river stank. And the Mitzrayim did not drink of the water of the river. And there was blood throughout all the land of Mitzrayim. And the magicians of Mitzrayim did so with their enchantments. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, neither did he hearken unto them, as Yahuwah had said. And Pharaoh turned and went into his house, neither did he set his heart to this also. And all the Mitzrayim dug around about the river for water to drink, for they could not drink of the water of the river. And 7 days were fulfilled. After that, Yahuwah had smitten the river. And Yahuwah spoke unto Moshe,
Go to Pharaoh, and say to him, Thus said Yahuwah, Let my people go, so that they serve me. But if you refuse to let them go, see, I am smiting all your border with frogs, and the river shall swarm with frogs, which shall go up and shall come into your house, and into your bedroom, and on your bed, and into the houses of your servants, and on your people, and into your ovens, and into your kneading bowls. And the frog shall come up on you, and on your people, and on all your servants.
And Yahuwah spoke unto Moshe,
Say to Aaron, Stretch out your hand with your rod over the streams, over the rivers and over the ponds, and cause the frogs to come up on the land of Mitzrayim.
And Aaron stretched out his hand over the waters of Mitzrayim, and the frogs came up and covered the land of Mitzrayim. And the magicians did so with their enchantments, and brought up frogs upon the land of Mitzrayim. Then Pharaoh called for Moshe and Aaron, and said,
Entreat El Yahuwah, that he may take away the frogs from me and from my people, and I will let the people go, that they may do sacrifice unto Yahuwah.
And Moshe said unto Pharaoh,
Glory over me. When shall I entreat for you and for your servant and for your people, to destroy the frogs from you and your houses, that they may remain in the river only?
And he said,
Tomorrow.
And he said,
Be it according to your word, that you may know that there is none like Yahuwah Eloheinu.
And the frogs shall turn aside from you, and from your houses, and from your servants, and from your people. They shall remain in the river only.
And Moshe and Aaron went out from Pharaoh. And Moshe cried unto El Yahuwah because of the frogs which he had brought against Pharaoh. And Yahuwah did according to the word of Moshe. And the frogs died out of the houses, out of the villages, and out of the fields. And they gathered them together upon heaps, and the land stank.
And when Pharaoh saw that there was relief,
he hardened his heart, and hearkened not unto them, as Yahuwah had said. And Yahuwah said unto El Moshe,
Say to Aaron, Stretch out your rod, and strike the dust of the land, so that it becomes gnats in all the land of Mitzrayim.
And they did so. For Aaron stretched out his hand with his rod, and smote the dust of the earth, and it became lice in man, and in beast. And all the dust of the land became lice throughout all the land of Mitzrayim. And the magicians did so with their enchantments, to bring forth the lice, but they could not. So there were lice upon man, and upon beast. And the magician said unto Pharaoh,
This is the finger of Elohim.
And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he hearkened not unto them, as Yahuwah had said. And Yahuwah said unto Moshe,
Rise early in the morning, and stand before Pharaoh as he comes out to the water, and say to him, Thus said Yahuwah, Let my people go, so that they serve me. Or else, if you do not let my people go, see, I am sending swarms of flies on you and your servants, and on your people, and into your houses. And the houses of the Mitzrites shall be filled with swarms of flies, and also the ground on which they stand. And in that day I shall separate the land of Goshen, in which my people dwell, that no swarms of flies shall be there, so that you know that I am Yahuwah in the midst of the land. And I shall put a distinction between my people and your people. Tomorrow this sign shall be.
And Yahuwah did so. And there came a grievous swarm of flies into the house of Pharaoh, and into his servants' houses, and into all the land of Mitzrayim. The land was corrupted by reason of the swarm of flies. And Pharaoh called for Moshe and for Aaron, and said,
Go ye, sacrifice to your Elohim in the land.
And Moshe said,
It is not meet to do so. For we shall sacrifice the abomination of the Mitzrayim to Yahuwah Eloheinu. Lo, shall we sacrifice the abomination of the Mitzrayim before their eyes, and will they not stone us? We will go 3 days' journey into the wilderness and sacrifice to Yahuwah Eloheinu as he has commanded us.
And Pharaoh said,
I will let you go, that ye may sacrifice to Yahuwah Elohika in the wilderness. Only ye shall not go very far away. Entreat for me.
And Moshe said,
Behold, I will go out from you, and I will entreat El Yahuwah that the swarm of flies may depart from Pharaoh, from his servants, and from his people tomorrow. But let not Pharaoh deal deceitfully anymore, in not letting the people go to sacrifice to Yahuwah.
And Moshe went out from Pharaoh and entreated Yahuwah. And Yahuwah did according to the word of Moshe, and he removed the swarm of flies from Pharaoh, and from his servants, and from his people. There remained not one. And Pharaoh hardened his heart at this time also, neither would he let the people go.
All right, we're back.
I'm laughing at my sis down at Repentant Heart. She over talking about where my favorite flash water at. I got a big orange and yellow one over here.
I actually got one of those.
I could only imagine.
Electrocute them.
What? The zapper?
Mm-hmm.
I can see you now there swinging it on the board.
Look, if I was back then, I wouldn't have to worry about it. I'd be in Goshen.
That too. That too.
Yep.
I wonder if the flies came when they would go back to work. Or would they just call all work off because of the pestilence? Because you know how fair, these kings want you to come to work either rain, sleet, or snow. It don't matter what it is, you got to be there.
Yeah, well, I would have to remote work on that day.
We were remotely building bricks. Look,
Hey, we gonna make it work.
look, when it passes over, we'll bring the bricks.
Crazy.
Truth be told, they have more problems to worry about than some bricks. Y'all
true.
worried about bricks. Y'all got flies all over the place. Handle that, then we'll work. Then we'll work.
It's crazy how Pharaoh he goes from like what, and then boom, he's crying. Entreat me,
Mm-hmm.
I thought you was a god. You supposed to be able to handle this situation.
Girl, God of the Nile. Come on, man.
That's the part that gets me. It's like how you supposed to be God. You talking about entreat? Nah, bro. You supposed to be commanding. What happened with that?
His water wasn't no good. If his water wasn't no good, how he gonna do anything? He can't do nothing. His water ain't no good.
Mm-hmm. Over there sipping on that bloody water. Nah, man, that's nasty.
Then when you go into that in Jasher, it gets worse than what you read in
Jasher's a little bit more brand.
in Exodus. Yeah.
Hey, I can't even front. You had me dying laughing when I heard you say, and it stank. Because it's sure enough that, hey.
I wasn't going to say it like that on that take, but my wife was like, I'm keeping it.
Yeah, look, hey. I heard that. I'm just like.
You said
and I did the action with it and everything, big girl. I was like, and it stank.
Hey, you put extra stank on that one, bro.
That was that Florida water that came out you. The Florida water came out him.
Oh my.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness. Jay, you got remember you said it was only gonna get blacker.
Yeah.
It's only gonna get blacker. Hey. I'm glad, and I'm glad ain't nobody in here fussing about the fact that my brother narrating how he narrating. That's just how it's gonna be.
I tried to. That's too much. He was like, nah, we keeping that. That's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's right. Because everybody, it don't matter where you from, whether you from New York whether you from Cali, whether you from Kentucky, Baltimore, or the bottom. You know, if something stank, it stank. So we all felt that one.
And man, you know it has to, because you know everything in the river is it ain't vibing. So you know the smell had to be horrible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But just bring up just from where I'm from, sometimes like I live up here close to the Ohio River.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes when it's really, really dry and the river drops really, really low. Sometimes a lot of fish will, wash up and it'd be right. That's all I'm gonna say. So if that in Egypt smelt the way they saying all through these scriptures, I can only imagine, because I've been smelled it just from the low rainfall.
And we was in Goshen.
Man.
You know, like, and Moshe kept warning them, you know.
Yeah, he did. He warned them multiple times that, to free the people. And it shows a lot of when you look at it, how the Most High says that the Pharaoh's heart was hardened. A lot of looking at the things that has happened to us over the centuries, even up until now, how a lot of people harden their heart towards us. They just within like the legal system, we was just I just got a little alert saying that the Carmelo Anthony case, how he received double what standard would be for anybody else if he was of another nationality. Just little things like that. The redlining. I don't know if some of you guys are purchasing homes or have experienced purchasing homes and, have experienced that. Just little things like that. Like just, I know they're not our Elohim. They're not the Most High Yah, but they are pharaohs or gods of this realm, and how they still try to perpetuate their power and try to exert that and harden their hearts towards us as a nation of people. So it's just little things.
I could definitely speak to the redlining portion. And here's the thing that's a trip about it. I grew up in New Jersey, and they were dealing with that type of foolishness where I grew up in Teaneck, New Jersey. I got a little story time.
Awesome.
So my father, we had I was pretty much just born, and my father was looking to move out of Brooklyn and purchase a house in northern New Jersey. So he goes to a realtor, tells him what he's looking for. The realtor basically shows him certain houses in and around the Teaneck, New Jersey area, northern Teaneck in particular. Now, anyone that's from Teaneck that might hear this, y'all know what I'm talking about as far as northern Teaneck. Basically, anything past Route 4, you'll notice that this is where more or less all the black people at. And they were only showing homes to my father in that area. Well, my father was just like, speaking to my mom, it was like, you know what, let's go around and search, the rest of this place and see what we can find. So he does that, and he finds this place on this specific street, Blauvelt Street, and he sees that there's a house that's for sale. And he walks up, drives up to the house to go and take a look at the house. Sure enough, as he rings the doorbell and is walking up to the house, the very same realtor comes out of the house with a white couple.
Really?
Wow.
My father ain't have that. My mom ain't have that. They went off. Wow. Because the whole idea is this dude is saying, oh, there's no other houses around here for sale. They went off. The owner of the house heard this and was just like, this is the type of realtor you are? This is why you don't mess with the Most High's children.
Yep.
Don't you know that realtor wound up losing the contract altogether? The owner of the house did not want to sell through that realtor. The owner of the house sold directly to my parents.
Oh,
Wow.
Directly to my parents.
Yeah,
That's nothing but Abba right there.
Abba all
Nothing
day.
but Abba.
All day.
Yeah,
Fine.
that's nothing but the Most High.
Come on.
Mm.
Man.
That's beautiful right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we done went through it.
Yeah, we've actually experienced it here in this red state that we live in.
And my wife just bought a book. It's
Yeah.
called The Color of Law, I think it went away.
Yes, check that out.
And we were sitting there reading it, and we were like, our mouth is wide open
That's what
because
experience it.
I don't want to get too much into my business, but you know, I'm looking good, right? Numbers looking really good. Right? So I know anything I try to go, you know, put my hands on, I should be able to.
Right.
But it's always this thin red line that me and my wife we can't climb over there. Now others look like us, half climbed over, but not us.
Not us.
I come in there, you know, they see the dreads and everything, you know. Oh, we on top, ain't selling them nothing. So it's like we sitting in this position. So it's like, okay, then let us build our own. You know, I would rather trust in the Most High's long-term plan because it might seem short-term, but you get that long-term blessing behind it. You get what I'm saying? So I'd rather keep that route, you know. So,
Yeah.
but we'll get it. We'll get it one day.
Yeah. I mean, just the experience, and then I asked a sister of mine, actually, my More's wife. I actually reached out to her because she's a realtor, and I was like, "Have you ever heard of this before?" You know, like they're pulling all kinds of reports that I'm like, I had. When I went into this, you know, me and Chris deep dived into this before we even started, you know, applying and looking at houses. You know, I've researched some of this, so I was like, okay, cool. You know, it should be pretty much easy. I was like, everything looks good as far as numbers, what we annual a year. And she was like, I have never heard of it before, like ever. She's like, I have never heard nobody wanting to pull something like that unless they're just particularly digging to try to figure out a reason why they would say no to you, to the loan.
Now, you remember you felt uncomfortable when she was like,
yeah, and kept asking me
Yeah,
what our race was because I didn't put that down.
Yeah.
This little small stuff, I was like, can you meet me in person to drop these paperwork off? I was like, it's the person I had doing our realty. It's a good friend of mine. He's of the other nations. And I was like, I don't want nobody to know what we look like. I want you to handle everything. You know, I said, me and him have a deep relationship. I've worked with him for years. And I was like, I just want you to handle everything. In my mind, I knew, you know, this possibility of redlining just because of my research and my studying and just being awakened to the truth. And it happened like right there in our family. We was just not expecting it. We was expecting it to be. I was like, well, why does she want to meet with us? I'm at the loan officer.
I know, yeah.
It was just so weird. And I was just like, he was like, I don't understand why she's doing all of this. He was like, I go through multiple, you know, loan agents and stuff. And I've never experienced this myself as a realtor. So I'm looking like, okay, so he's like, I don't know. Then
this is real.
Yeah. Live at 5. Yeah. To experience it, what you're talking about with your parents is it's a deep seated issue, how they overcharge and they have us going around the mulberry bush in order for us just to obtain, you know, a substantial amount of wealth and generational wealth at that. So
yeah.
We can wait it on that. We gonna wait it out anyway. We all moving in with Abba. So
that part, his man,
exactly.
They gotta worry about that
that part.
I'll tell you. The thing that is a trip to me though is how you can have a people who essentially had a 400-year head start set up all these traps and, devices to try to hold us back. And today in 2026, all those traps are still failing.
Yeah.
Specifically against us.
Yeah.
And then they have the nerve to wonder why and how. That's the thing that gets me, I mean, like I heard recently of something going on where like there's some group of like 400,000 members or whatever who are part of the restaurant industry that are going out of their way to spit in the food of anyone that looks like me or you.
Yeah.
How obsessed do you have to be? Because it's obsession. It's really obsession. How obsessed do you have to be to go out of your way just to do that? And you wonder why this nation is failing right now? If this is what is making America great? Your actions? We literally have people over here who are going out of their way to ridicule a young 24-year-old black woman who is playing basketball, trying to better herself in all areas of life.
I know.
And y'all are you're going to extreme lengths to ridicule this woman because she's confident.
Yeah.
They try to tear you down.
Yeah.
They do.
They do.
And we're not the chosen people? Y'all are going out your way to do these things.
Yeah.
And somehow we're supposed to just sit back and be like, this is all just a coincidence.
It's not that way. It's just no.
We're awake.
It's just by chance. I'm just trying to tell you. It's by chance they don't like us. Okay, they rock, paper, scissors and said they choose you.
Exactly.
We're awake. And shout out to shout out to Angel Reese and shout out to Angel Webb Reese, Family for Life. That's my sis right there. That's my sister, my third sister, because that's family. I'll just put it like that. That's family. Y'all, like, these people are crazy. These people are absolutely crazy. And the thing about it that cracks me up is a lot of them are Christians.
Yes.
You'll see them in those churches on Sunday and thinking that they're doing things righteously. I promise you, you are in for a rude awakening.
Yeah.
You will indeed say, as the scriptures said, we have inherited lies.
Yeah.
It's okay. Right now, though, you're still in the time of the Gentiles, and this is what's going to happen and how it's going to work. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Your time's running short, though. And if you don't get right with the Most High, and if you don't get right with Mashiach, and if you don't stop trying to oppress the apple of his eye, you're going to be in for a huge, rude awakening. You can't say that we didn't warn you.
Yep.
But do what you're big enough to do. We'll see in the end.
Definitely. And it's just to experience it, like I've experienced many facets of racism. I have experienced and prejudice. But to experience it when you're not doing anything wrong, you're literally doing everything by the book, for them to go in and say, oh, well, we need to see y'all. I mean, it was the extensive. I just couldn't believe it. We were literally weeks before closing before they come and say, well, we're going to lie alone.
Yeah.
But everything looked good on paper. So what is the other reason?
It's wild.
It's a trip because I honestly feel like the way as we go further and further into these days and times and how judgment is coming, I actually think it's probably better that we stay far away.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember back in the days when I was against, you know, the idea of segregation. But here's the thing: we just read scripture. We just listened to scripture that was essentially segregation.
And we were okay.
Mitzrites were not living in Goshen.
No. And we were
Yasharal was.
They weren't there, only us.
And we were okay.
Very much so.
We was out there balling. You hear me? And you know how I got a look from that. You know, you watching it happen.
Yeah.
No different than when Abraham was watching Sodom and Gomorrah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just sitting there watching it happen. It's crazy out there. I really call for my people to be safe, man. Like my big brother always tell me, my big brother Drell, man, these people crazy, man. They crazy, man. They really out here doing the most. I mean, you can't even go to the fast food and just have a good time no more.
Yeah.
Like it's just, you can't do nothing. But you know what? I know Abba gonna protect us. But as long as we don't take our tail out there and just ask for it, you know, we ain't invisible. But Abba will keep a hedge of protection over those who stay one with him.
Yeah.
But I really want our people to be safe, man. Look at them exits. As soon as y'all see somebody looking crazy, as soon as somebody get loud, cause you heard me you seen me the other day, we was in Walmart, somebody said, well, hey, look. Hey, what? I had to look though, cause I was about to be gone. You hear me? Like, and I'm talking about, I got my kids. I'm holding on their little hands. What? But you know, you gotta be like that though. And
no, absolutely. You especially, because you have children. You have little ones that are depending on you and whatnot. You know, I'm a little. You know, I don't have children, so you know, ultimately it's just me and my wife. So if she's safe, then I'm good. I might be more along the lines of looking to actually put somebody down that's, you know, trying to wild out because, you know, I can do that. You know, I've trained to do that. But the idea, even still, I'm looking at it from a perspective of it's probably safer and better just to not be around those folk. You know what I'm saying? Because like people, when you have people who go out their way just to see the world burn, if this is you know pissing some of y'all off that are listening, it might be because it's touching a nerve and it's exposing a little too much truth. This is just me being candid right now. Some of y'all just want to see this world burn. You don't really have anything to live for. You just want to see the world burn. And you know what? Ultimately, the world is going to burn, and it's going to burn on Abba's time. You know, because this world will be baptized in fire. That's another thing. But ultimately, some of y'all really need some serious deliverance from whatever spirits are on you, whatever spirits are causing y'all to be so obsessed with us, but claim that you hate us, telling us to go away, but you want us to stay, telling us that, hey, we don't want you around, but then when we go into our own little areas, then you bomb them out.
I just want to
Some of
throw
you need some
there,
serious
brother.
deliverance.
With that being said, even right now with my children, and we talk about schooling for them, putting them in safe environments, I found I couldn't keep them at home because I wanted to homeschool my kids so bad to avoid them going out into that type of environment. But I had no choice because I'm working. But when I sent them out, I made sure I found a school of people that look just like him, that want to teach him and about himself, not about other people, but about himself. As a little black boy, as a little black Hebrew boy, okay? He needs to know who he is. And it is very important to find people that want to tell him who he is and not keep it a secret, or is looking to harm him when he's in the school. Other children in the school aren't looking to say, let me show you what we did 50 years ago to your people at 7 years old. They're not doing that to him because they look like him. So they're already in the same boat as him, and they're not looking to harm him. They're looking to actually learn. And I love that about my kids' school. So I do want to throw out some schools are pretty decent. Let's throw that out there.
Yes, we're going to throw that out there. We're not biased over here. And as my sister was saying, like, as Jay said earlier, if you take offense to what we're saying, it is because of the condition. It's not that we are a prejudiced or prideful people. Like, one thing I know that us as a nation of people, we accept mostly all people. This is the first time that we have pulled back the rein.
I went through it for these past 2 weeks. I done been called a Yankee. I done been called all kind of names. I've been called an imbecile,
dirty black American,
dirty American. I don't know what got everybody worked up, man, but we ain't do it. Like, we ain't got no fire in our hand to burn it. Not in our position. We will, though.
Yeah. When he gives us the authority, we will.
That's something else, though. But they have been acting out on their anger towards America. It ain't even our fault, man. That's them. But you know, the Most High say, I'm gonna put you around a foolish nation.
Yeah, put you under them.
They're gonna be acting all crazy.
They won't give regardance for your young or your old.
Yeah.
No regards. And that is what we see.
Now, the person that called me an imbecile was because I believe in the Most High and whatever.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I guess I'm the imbecile.
Yeah.
You remind me of one of them statues that Abraham was sitting in front of at Tarak House. Because there ain't no way you got any understanding of anything talking like that.
It's just that it's the condition, folks. When you see your sister and your brother-in lost, the condition. Some people are they're so, I don't want to say docile, like the lie is just more digestible. So, and the narrative that's pushed. So if we can, if I could just hold on to the narrative, I ain't gonna have.
But we know who ultimately leaving the trail, though. We can go right back to it.
Yeah.
You know, so I could just imagine how Moshe looked when he looked at his hand. He probably almost out of there, man. You know,
man. When the people was murmuring against them, like they was like, we should have stayed in Egypt.
Yeah, his complaint, like it just show you, like, you know, things are bad, you know, and it might look painful, but like I say, that long-term faith, that long-term plan and trusting in the Most High, things will work out. Like me and my wife, like we said earlier, we trying to get from where we at to get in a better environment, be in a place where we won't have to worry about certain things, be in a better situation, not just for us, but for our kids.
Yes.
You know, and it's just, we ready for the long term. We trusting on the Most High that he gonna do everything we asked him, get us and our friends together in one place, where we can be one. We can have Shabbats. We can tabernacle. We can do all these things together, and we won't have to worry about the outside noise. Like I was saying earlier, while we in Egypt, because this Pharaoh, we got all this outside noise.
Yes, sir.
We got idols. We got all these people, you know, all this crazy mess coming. We got people showing our kids things. What's that guy? I told my wife I was going to say this on the live. Eli Stream. Well, Eli Stream, anybody who got a child that watches that, do not let your child watch Eli Stream. And he be telling them to do stuff that I'm not going to say on here, that I don't think no child should be doing. And I just so happen to dip into my son's room, and I was like, oh, okay. Now, if he writing on paper, I want to taught him how to write. It was Eli Stream who taught him how to write that on the paper.
Yeah.
So we try to watch everything that they're watching.
Yes.
Like they be doing all kind of crazy stuff. I saw my son watch it, and they ain't trying to embarrass him, but he don't know. He's little, but he's watching. I go in there and I keep a straight face, so he knows. But I laugh with you.
Yeah.
He watching this Chinese guy just eating eggs. So I sit there for a little bit and see if it was going to go to something. No. The whole 30, 40-minute video, he was just eating eggs.
That's gluttony.
And this is coming through the kids' YouTube. Like, you put the parental on it, it don't matter.
Yep.
They still slip through. So really be careful on what they take in and what they digest.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of crazy mess going on. And most kids, the first place they run is YouTube.
And what's funny is that some of those kid YouTubers, if they're grown anyway, come to find out, they have like scriptures and stuff in their bios. And like it'll be headings and stuff as they come in and all of that stuff. But then I like, as you were saying, when we started I was like, well, okay. So I'm looking and I'm like, what does he mean by destroying somebody if they play a prank on you? And I was like, I said, so he's meaning by hurting somebody, by unaliving somebody? And he was like, I'm not sure. I think that's what he means. And I'm like, if you're teaching children that just because somebody plays a kid prank on you, that you're to destroy them, that's some stuff I don't want my kids to watch. And that's why this is one of the reasons why I implore anybody out there who's creating cartoons, like we show them Judah sketches, we show them AI Bible Saga, and they actually watch Wake Up Yasharala.
Yeah.
So we show them these things.
I ain't scared of one episode.
144 Kids. Shout out to AB2 and his son. We actually show them these things. But it's the fact that those type of things still come through the YouTubes for children. Like when I say the enemy has been after the seed of the woman for so long, they did it with us, the programming.
Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah,
that one for us.
Bugs Bunny dressed as a woman, while Elmer Fudd's chasing him around.
Yeah.
Little things like
that. In his eyes, that and the fool me.
So be careful and be mindful of the programming. And I know you can't shield your kids from everything, but just be mindful of that type of stuff. Yeah, because if I can get my hands on that little Eli String boy, I would probably.
Don't beat him, man. I'm going to tell his parents.
To pull out a scripture on this.
Okay.
Leviticus chapter 20, verse 22. Ye shall therefore keep all my statutes and all my judgments and do them, that the land whither I bring you to dwell therein spew you not out. And ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation which I cast out before you. For they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them. But I have said unto you, ye shall inherit their land. Aren't we supposed to be inheriting the entire earth?
Yes, sir.
And I will give it unto you to possess it, a land that floweth with milk and honey. I am Yahuwah your Elohim, which have separated you from other people. I don't care what nobody say at this point in time. The Most High separated us.
Yeah, he did.
Let's learn not the way of the heathen. And family, I think it's about time that we start separating ourselves as well.
Yep.
Because ultimately, this is about being set apart.
Yeah.
This is all about being set apart. And the reality of it is if we can't depend on the people of this world to help us get set apart. They're not set apart. They're common. We cannot be common. We have been called to something greater than that. We need to live that.
No.
Are there Gentiles that will fall into that same category of being set apart? Sure.
Yep.
All praises to the Most High. Blessings to those brothers and sisters. Yasharal, let's focus on getting set apart first.
Big time.
You
got hold on. You got people in the inner court. It's also people in the outer court.
Yes, sir.
You know, I feel it. I feel it. All praises.
Yes, big time.
You know,
and to the other nations, long as you set yourself apart, like the Most High has told us to, like He told our people to, be set apart like us. Do what we do. Like He says, do what we say, not what we do.
Big time.
2 Corinthians chapter 6, and it brings me to 14.
2 Corinthians.
Because you can look at this multiple facets, and especially with the word. It says, but be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. Y'all gotta remember, these people don't believe like how we do. At the end of the day, they might be looking at the same book you looking at, but the Ruach of Elohim has not fallen upon them. It says, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers, for the fellowship has a righteous. So what fellowship has righteousness, unrighteousness, and the communion has light with dark. Verse 15 says, and what concord has Yahusha HaMashiach with Baal? They worshiping Baal. They worshiping all of these other gods as they was in Egypt.
Right.
Well, what part has he that believes with an infidel? And what agreement has the temple of Elohim with idols? Are we not the temples of Elohim? Scattered throughout the earth? It said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. Wherefore come out from among them and be ye separate, says Yahweh, and touch not the unclean thing. I will receive you and will be a father unto you, and you shall be my sons and daughters, says Yahweh Sabaoth.
Hey, go to 1 Corinthians.
Okay.
Go to chapter 6.
Okay.
And read verse 17 for me.
1 Corinthians 6, verse 17. And it reads, but he that is joined unto Yahweh is Yah.
So if we all on that set apart mode, even though we set apart from the wicked, from the filthiness, the lust, the fornication, all the wrongs, the people who want to bring this stuff on us, we still Yahweh in the Most High. You feel me? So I love my people. To all my American, indigenous, Niji, I love you. To everybody that understands this struggle, that understands our hurt, that understands that we don't mean wrong to nobody, that we actually mean positivity. We are children of the light. So we should bring forth the light. Let it shine, like 2 Peter. We always read in that. So like I feel like if we all like join together be set apart, but join each other in this one purpose, and that's Abba and his son and his truth. And we'll be so solid. And I know it's gonna happen because I can see it now. He's slowly moving people away from us now. And then the ones who doing the most things, I want to end with this, the ones who doing the most, like now they're trying to sit us like we was always supposed to be next to them. But like you said, so we shouldn't have never had colored only water fountains.
Come on.
We should have never had colored only restaurants.
Come on. Teach.
My grandma shouldn't have had to go in the back of the restaurant.
Come on.
You get what I'm saying? Oh, well, you don't go through that now. Hey, but why do I still deal with the stress? I feel like when I'm crying what I'm feeling is coming from my ancestors. What little bit of crowd that they got left in this country that we in, that little bit of crowd that they got, I see how for generations, I am a pure American. I see from generations in my family been here for generations upon generations. Shout out to my sister, even though you on here, Mike. Well, I love you so much for all that work that you put in to let me know, to see, and to see that my family, having indigenous blood and finding that out, and then knowing the Most High waking me up and telling me who I am in my ancient blood spirit, my ancient blood, from where we all come from.
Yes.
I just love that, to know that at one time that was all taken away from us. I know who took it away from us. I don't want to blame those. I don't know what to call those people, but I know that he think he doing something. He think he's hitting, but we see your devices. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Wink, wink. We know it's him who trying to do that. You made it about color, sir. We didn't make it about color. You knew that you could get them to act the way they did over color. But now all that stuff ends. Like I say, being set apart is the right thing to do. I think it's the best thing we can do for ourselves, for our family, for this truth. They can't take it away. It's too much. It's in us. He said it's gonna be in us. So I land my plane.
I'll end with this. Revelation chapter 22, starting from verse 10. And he saith unto me, seal not the sayings of this prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand.
Big time.
Everything that's being said now, everything that we're reading, everything that we're hearing about, it's all coming to a head right now. It's no longer sealed. We're hearing the truth now. We're seeing it for ourselves. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. He that is filthy, let him be filthy still. He that is righteous, let him be righteous still. He that is holy, let him be holy still. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give to every man according as his work shall be.
Come on.
So if you're unjust, you racist, you over here spitting in people's food because they black.
Come on.
You over here redlining because you don't want those people living next to you. Keep doing what you're doing. Stand on your business. Keep doing what you're doing. You want to be filthy? You want to be a dirty cop? You want to start, shooting down brothers and sisters just because they're in the wrong place at the wrong time? Because you got an agenda to make America great again? Which means put us back in our place?
Let's go.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Slowly.
Testifying.
And you're right.
Keep going.
I was watching news outside of us. And you're right. Everything you just said. It's people actually talking about that.
Yeah. They want to. This is what they're about. This is what they're about. They want to continue down this path. Y'all want to do all this stuff. Keep going. Yeah. Double down on it. Do what you big enough to do. Because you know what? My king is coming quickly. And his reward is with him. and he's going to reward you for what you're doing.
Come on now.
As he will reward me for what I'm doing.
Oh, praise.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to be scared about what they're doing? Wake up, Yasharala.
Big con,
Big con.
And they're having those conversations outside of this country.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about the MAGA and all of that, how it's fading.
Yeah.
And you know what? I love it. I'm just watching.
Yeah.
When somebody asked me one time, who was that asked me? They was like, they said something about Trump. I said, I like it. They were like, what he's doing? I said, yeah. They was like, what do you mean? Well, let me be clear on it. He proving my Abba right. So
Yes,
let him keep doing what he's doing.
Yes, hallelujah.
Now I don't got to search for this truth. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That's right there. If they want to be wicked, if they want to be stupid, if they want to be idiotic, if they want to be foolish, let them do what they do. It's just going to be that bigger and more powerful of a judgment on this nation when it finally hits.
Yeah.
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 Big con.
Everybody else that's seeking for some other type of salvation, y'all are still trying to make this perfect. Y'all still trying to be a part of this melting pot, not realizing that when you're in a melting pot, everything about you just burns.
Yeah.
Man, I
don't want to be in a melting pot. I don't even want to be in a salad. I want to be set apart from all of this fire.
I ain't gonna lie. We gotta get better at this. Cause when you said that, I wish we had something I could push, and it'd just be like dropping a nuke. Boom, set it on fire.
Hey, it is what it is. And we're gonna get that. We're gonna get those going again. Those sound effects.
Sound effects going.
Yes, sir. That was fire.
You wanna pull it up?
Which one? Oh yeah. Like what I was saying, like the Most High said, like in Zephaniah, verse 2 and 3. That's only I'm gonna read that. It says, "I will utterly consume all things from off the land," says Yahuwah. When he say consume, he's talking about fire. You feel me? I will consume man and beast. I will consume the fowls of the heaven and the fish of the sea, and the stumbling blocks with the wicked.
Yes, sir. Hallelujah.
And I will cut off man from off the land. You see that part? That part at the end saying, Yahuwah, that's the signature. Don't play with him.
Don't play.
Don't play with him.
Don't play.
Ain't no joke.
Big time. I got Psalm 78. And this is for y'all shall read up. Give ear, O my people, to my Torah. Incline your ears to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old, which we have heard and known, and our fathers have told us. We will not hide them from their children, showing to the generations to come the praises of Yahuwah and his strength and his wonderful works that he has done. For he established a testimony in Yaakov and appointed a Torah in Yasharel, which he commanded our fathers, that they should make them known to their children. Come on. Ain't that what we're doing, Yasharel? The generations to come might know them. Even the children which should be born should arise and declare them to their children. Come on. That they might set their hope in Elohim and not forget the works of El, but guard his commandments. All praises.
No.
All right, family, unless y'all have anything else, I think it's about time to go ahead and call it.
Yeah, man, this is a beautiful one. We hit a lot of points on here.
Yes.
And I hope we warm y'all hearts, y'all. I hope when y'all be like, hey man, I can't wait the next Sunday and they do it again. The better we get, we might have to squeeze in another day for the family, man, for the peoples, man, for real.
All praises. And to those that may hear some of our frustration, we tired.
Yeah, tired.
We're tired of the foolishness, you know.
Yeah.
And we ultimately know that when we're tired, we have to go to the one that can give us the energy, you know, and renew our strength, as he said that he would do. Those that wait upon Yahuwah, he will renew their strength, will mount up with wings like eagles, will run and not be weary, will walk and not faint. That's why we're crying out to him. We ain't talking about y'all. Some of y'all just offended because we say that we're the people. Psh, whatever, bruh. We ain't worried about what you thinking. Ultimately, we're just tired of the foolishness, and we know what's going to happen next. That's why we're over here just thankful to the Most High that he woke us up.
Yeah.
And trying to wake our brothers and sisters up as well, those who have not yet woken up to the truth of who we are and whose we are and how we need to walk in order to make it into that kingdom. Y'all gave us enough lies. Y'all gave us enough folly. We're not listening to y'all anymore. We're listening to the Most High. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely.
Those lies let me know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's yeah. I know oppression can make a wise man mad. Whether it be from on your job, when you go fill your gas tank up.
Oppression can
Don't let you have no fringes on or your hair wrapped. Don't do that. And we have heathen all around about us. You know, we in a city with a population that of people who look like us. We really the speckled in the spot.
They see me in my Bruce clothes. They be like, "Oh, you Jewish now? You Jewish now?"
Oh
well,
yeah.
That's their favorite line. You Jewish? You part of the people?
Yeah. Are you a convert? I'm like, no.
They be trying to give me high fives and stuff. I be dodging them like that Heisman Trophy. Get all up off of me, man. We swerve on out of here.
I can't even front. They don't talk to me at all.
Really?
The best thing about it is that I got the type of look and demeanor that the last thing you want to do is say something slick out your mouth to me.
See what I'm saying?
And I like it that way.
Jason.
Hey, I don't mean a joke, but I could just imagine their face if you would be like, "What you said?"
Yeah, well, I can tell you like this. If I lived around y'all, they probably would have been shot me. Straight up. Because I got that look on my I'm just keeping it real. I already understand what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because me, it's like, no, I don't play those games. I don't play those games. I'm too, you know.
Keep me out of jail, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all some truth before we end this. I used to get in a lot of trouble. My family know me, right? My sisters, everybody know me. I'm still a priest in work, okay? I'm still working on myself. And I love being nice. I love being sweet to people. I love to talk respectably to others. I love to love people. Sometimes I don't talk, you know, but there's nothing with the person, you know, so I just don't do small talk all the time. But other than that, you know, I'm a good person to be around. My company is well good. Everybody loves to be around me and my wife. But where we live, it's mostly the other nation. So she has to all the time tell these people to leave me alone.
Yeah.
When I be in Kroger, when I be in Walmart, everywhere I be, they just want. And then what I can't stand is if you want to say, hey, if you say you like my hair, don't pet me.
Yes, that is a no.
Like I feel like when I get pet, I saved the lady life. She was on ice. It was winter.
She was really skating.
She was skating, and I was just sitting on my phone. I was finna order something for her. We were finna get something to eat. I'm looking on the phone, and for some reason, I just felt I heard like a tingling, like something trying to get my attention. When I looked to the side, I mean, she fighting, old lady, real old lady. And I look, now there's people just sitting there just looking at the lady. So I just jump out of the car and I'm sliding too because it's ice, but I get to her as soon as she falls. She falls in my arm. She don't see what color I am. When she turned around and seen that I was a Hebrew man, she almost jumped out of her clothes. You get what I'm saying? Like she jumps. And then she says, I didn't need no help. Oh, yes, you did. I didn't need no help. But she says, thank you, and pats me on top of my head. And I was like, I felt so disrespected. I should have pushed her back on the ground and got back in the car.
See?
But I was being respectful. You know what I'm saying? My grandma, my mom, my auntie, they raised us good. They raised us to be respectful people. But, I just noticed that I helped her. And she probably ain't ever been helped by a black person before.
Mm-hmm.
But the way her reaction was, she almost jumped out of her clothes.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. I remember being in Florida and I was in Walmart one day and there was a lady in a cart and excuse me, do you know how to read? Now, my natural response was, my master didn't teach me yet, because I had to be petty because, girl, do it look like I don't know how to read?
So that's wild. It is wild.
Like I said, we tired.
Big time.
It's the microaggressions that get on. If you're a flat out racist, I'm not even trying to cut you off, big bro. If you're a flat out racist, I can deal with you. And let me tell you why I can deal with you. You don't like me. The microaggressions drives me up a wall. That makes me dislike you even more.
The man said, it's a girl with curly hair, man. She's always got an attitude with me. I say, really? I ain't never meet no mean people around, especially not nobody in what you talking about. Well, my wife walked in the house through the door at my job, and he said, that's the lady right there. I said, my wife? Well, she all right and everything. You better change what you just said before you get Shawn Michaels suplexed up in here, man.
Yes. And this is the same man who used to come into the store and, demand me to get his cigarettes, and he would throw his money on the counter and call me girl.
Girl, yeah. Because he called Robert boy.
Yeah. I'm a human. I'm a woman. I'm grown. And I'm not a girl. I don't care how old you are. I respect people. I respect my elders, but I've been saying, sis, sir, I treat them accordingly. I don't try to shun them, you're old, or none of that type of stuff. So when you come at me, and especially given the history, and like I said, the condition of the people, you're calling me girl. I don't like that.
He left you alone, dude.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah. So I said leadership, when I said you protect me from things like that, because he was not only was he of the name, he's a man.
Mm-hmm.
So, me stepping to him like that, I can only return it in how my attitude towards him. And then, we get the stereotype of the mean black girl, or the mean black woman, the mean black lady, the angry black woman. It's not that I'm angry. It's the microaggressions. I deal with that even at my jobs. Yeah. I'm not doing what I'm doing now. Thank you most high for that. But most of my jobs before, it's microaggression. And I could not.
We in Goshen.
Now, just to put things in perspective for those listening in, this is just 4 of us.
Yeah.
There are 52 million more of us living in this nation. With similar stories. Like I said, We are tired.
Right.
We are especially tired because we've come to the realization of the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And we would love to see this just end sooner than later. But of course, the Most High's will be done.
Mm-hmm.
All praises.
Because he has something special this time around.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be worth the wait.
Yeah.
It truly is.
He gonna let us move in.
Make sure that, make sure you're on the right side of this when it's all said and done. And if you don't wish to be, but you want to continue in your ignorance, he that is unjust, let him be unjust still. He that is filthy, let him be filthy still. He that is righteous, let him be righteous still. He that is set apart, let him be set apart still. It's as simple as that.
First Peter. What we say, y'all? First Peter, chapter 2, verses 9 and 10. But you are a chosen generation, Yasharala, a royal priesthood, my ox, my kings, and my prophets, a holy nation, my daughters, my sisters, my mothers, my imahs, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who has called you out of darkness and into his marvelous light, which in times past were not a people, but are now the people of Elohim, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy.
Right.
I think we can end on that note. And let's wrap up with a prayer as always. Abba Yah, the great I am that I am, Ahaya Asher Ahaya, Abba, we thank you for the truth. We thank you for leading us and guiding us over all these generations to now, knowing that you are on the cusp of completing the story. Abba, again, Toda, Thawada, thank you for waking us up to this. We could have stayed asleep. We could have been wondering and continuing to fight to try to integrate into this burning house to this day, but you have woken us up to the truth of the matter, of who we are, whose we are, and what's about to happen in this world today.
Yes, Father, you have helped us.
We know how few people, Abba, actually know this truth and understand it. With all these people reading from the book, reading your words, Abba, we understand that very few even understand what they're reading.
Yes, Father.
They are lost and confused. And that we, Abba, are supposed to be guiding them to the truth, helping them understand this book. We know so many of them are caught up in pride, the same way we were caught up in pride as well. For those that you have predestined to wake up, please wake them up in due time, Abba. For those who will not be woken up, thy will be done.
Yes, Father. Yes, Abba.
It is what it is.
Hallelujah.
We thank you, Abba, for waking us up. We thank you for this opportunity to share this word. We pray that it is placed on fertile ground and that you get the increase. We thank you, we love you, and we pray all these things in the name of your Ben, Yeshaya HaMashiach. Aman wa aman. So be it.
So big.
So big.
Hallelujah.
Wake up, Yasharala.
Wake up,
Wake up, Jacob. Oh, praises.
I'll say it
Shalom.
like this. Wake up, Yasharala, and wake up, Gentiles who are cleaving.
Come on,
We
wake up.
ain't forget y'all.
Nah.
Everybody else, keep watching. We'll catch you next week. Shalom, shalom.